Eastern Pacific Ocean. Venezuelan drug cartel constructing unprecedented facility. Floating cocaine processing factory. Semi-submersible platform. Purpose-built. Displacement, 2,400 tons. Dimensions, 180 feet length, 60 feet width, 30 feet height above waterline. Construction, 18 months. Location, international waters. 420 nautical miles west of Ecuador. Anchored, seafloor. Depth, 180 meters. Heavy chains, secure positioning. Structure, 3 sections. Section 1, chemical processing. Industrial equipment. Precursor chemicals. Coca paste conversion. Section 2, packaging facility. Sealing equipment. Distribution preparation. Section 3, crew quarters. Accommodations, 40 personnel. Plus, defensive capabilities. Armed guards. Heavy weapons. Early warning radar. Everything suggesting permanent installation. Processing capacity, 8,000 kilograms monthly. Annual, 96,000 kilograms. Street value, $2.88 billion yearly. Revolutionary concept. Offshore processing, beyond national jurisdiction. International waters, no sovereignty. Chemical waste, ocean dumping. Profits, enormous. Commander Admiral Ricardo Mendez coordinated. Cartel leadership, former Venezuelan Navy admiral. Dismissed, corruption. Cartel recruited, billions, personal wealth. Orders clear. Establish offshore factory, permanent facility. International waters, legal protection. Processing, continuous. Distribution, submarine delivery. Coast Guard, inadequate authority. Navy, won't engage fixed facility. Cartel, revolutionary operation. Profits, unprecedented. Strategy, sophisticated. Location, calculated. Legal status, ambiguous. Expected, American hesitation. International jurisdiction, protection. Facility, operating indefinitely. Profits, billions. Reality, catastrophically wrong. United States Coast Guard, DEA coordination. Intelligence detected construction early. Satellite surveillance, comprehensive. Legal assessment, maritime law. Chemical dumping, environmental crime. Drug manufacturing, universal jurisdiction. Facility, subject to interdiction. What happened next demonstrated why floating cocaine factories face immediate American response, destroying entire installations. Drug Enforcement Administration, Intelligence Division, detected unusual construction activity, satellite imagery, floating platform, international waters, remote location, pattern, industrial facility, purpose, assessed drug processing, 18 months monitoring, construction progress, chemical deliveries, documented, equipment installation, observed, crew deployment, tracked, intelligence, comprehensive, assessment, floating cocaine factory, revolutionary operation, strategic threat, DEA coordinated, Coast Guard action. USCGC Stratton, WMSL 752, Legend Class National Security Cutter, plus USCGC James, WMSL 754, Second Cutter, 2 vessels, deployed. Mission, locate and destroy floating factory. Commander Lisa Martinez, Stratton. She received briefing. Venezuelan floating cocaine factory, international waters, 420 miles west Ecuador. Processing capacity, 8,000 kilodol monthly. Crew, 40 armed. Mission, locate, inspect. If confirmed, destroy completely. Burn facility. Environmental hazard, chemical dumping. Drug manufacturing, universal jurisdiction. Legal, comprehensive authority. Professional tasking, unusual mission. Destroy, not seize. Facility, too large to tow. Too dangerous. Chemical contamination. Solution, controlled burn. Which legal authority permits destroying floating drug factories? A. UN Convention on Drugs. B. Universal jurisdiction. C. Environmental protection. At 6:47 a.m., P-8A Poseidon. Detected facility. Maritime patrol aircraft. Advanced radar. Synthetic aperture imaging. Target, floating platform. Location, Exactly intelligence coordinates. Structure, massive. 3 sections visible, anchored, stationary. Crew, observed moving. Smoke, chemical processing. Waste, discharging overboard. Confirmation, drug factory operating. Transmitted, Coast Guard Pacific, Poseidon, floating facility located. Coordinates transmitted. Structure, matches intelligence. Crew, 40 estimated. Operations, active. Chemical discharge, observed. Recommend immediate interdiction. Admiral Mendez, confident. Facility, operating perfectly. Processing, continuous. 8,000 kilograms monthly, on schedule. Distribution, submarine delivery. Profits, billions. Location, international waters. Legal protection, believed solid. He transmitted crew. American aircraft overhead. Expected surveillance, but action, limited. International jurisdiction, protects us. Continue operations. Processing, maintain schedule. We are untouchable. Stay with me. What happened in next 11 hours 47 minutes became floating factory destruction operation, showing why offshore drug processing faces complete elimination through Coast Guard controlled burn. At 8:47 a.m., USCGC Stratton and James positioned. Range, 12 nautical miles from facility. Commander Martinez observed. Large floating platform, industrial appearance, smoke, continuous. Chemical odor, detectable. Environmental hazard, obvious. She transmitted. Floating facility, United States Coast Guard, international waters, drug manufacturing suspected. Environmental violations, confirmed. Prepare for boarding inspection. Comply immediately. Professional warning. Legal authority, asserted. This is where warfare signal brings you inside floating factory interdiction operations, where cartel installations meet Coast Guard authority, where drug processing faces complete destruction, where chemical hazards encounter environmental enforcement, superior authority, superior capability, superior outcomes. Admiral Mendez responded, Coast Guard, private facility, international waters, commercial processing, legal operation, no jurisdiction, leave immediately. False claims, transparent lies, but legal challenge, attempted, delay, seeking, resistance, preparing, 40 armed guards, defensive positions, heavy weapons, ready. He believed, Coast Guard withdrawal, legal uncertainty, American retreat, reality, comprehensive authority, environmental violations, universal jurisdiction, drug manufacturing, no protection, boarding, proceeding. At 9:17 a.m., boarding team, deployed, combined force, Coast Guard, LEDET, 12 personnel, DEA agents, 6 specialists, Environmental Protection Agency, 4 inspectors, Navy EOD, 2 technicians, total, 24 professionals, armed, equipped, specialized, against 40 guards, adequate force. Helicopter overhead, MH-65D, armed coverage, 50 caliber, ready. Professional approach, overwhelming. If you believe floating drug factories justify complete destruction, type warfare signal in the comments. Admiral Mendez ordered guards defensive, but non-engagement. 40 guards versus 24 Americans plus armed helicopter. Mathematics, unfavorable. Resistance, suicidal. He transmitted, guards, allow boarding, no resistance. Legal challenge, through protest. Violence brings destruction. Comply, preserve facility. Pragmatic calculation, survival, priority. Facility, valuable. But crew lives, irreplaceable. Resistance, futile. Boarding team, ascended platform. Professional security, armed coverage. Crew, assembled. 40 personnel, detained, systematically. Guards, disarmed. Weapons, confiscated. AK-47s, PKM machine guns, RPG launchers, everything seized. Crew, secured. No resistance. Complete compliance. Facility, controlled. Now, inspection commenced. DEA agents, documented processing. Section 1, chemical conversion, industrial equipment, precursor chemicals, tons. Coca paste, processing. Cocaine production, confirmed. Section 2. Packaging, sealing machines, distribution preparation. Finished product, 6,000 kilograms stored. Street value, $180 million. Section 3. Crew quarters, living accommodations, permanent facility, confirmed. Evidence, overwhelming. This was cocaine factory, massive scale, industrial operation. How much cocaine can floating factory process monthly? A. 2,000 kilo. B. 5,000 kilos. C. 8,000 plus kilos. Answer at the end. EPA inspectors assessed environmental, chemical waste, dumping directly overboard, toxic discharge, continuous, ocean pollution, severe, precursor chemicals, hazardous, environmental crime, documented, water samples, contaminated, ecosystem damage, confirmed, violations, comprehensive, evidence, preserved. This was environmental disaster, deliberate, ongoing, massive. Navy EOD, analyzed destruction options, structure, steel construction, fuel, processing chemicals, flammable, extremely, precursor chemicals, volatile, crew quarters, combustible, demolition charges, sufficient, but controlled burn, preferred, less explosive hazard, more complete destruction. Recommendations: burn facility completely. Evidence: destroyed. Environmental hazard: eliminated. Cartel investment: lost. Commander Martinez, coordinated decision. Facility: confirmed drug factory. Environmental violations: severe. Crew: detained 40 personnel. Evidence: documented. Cocaine: 6,000 kilograms seized. Structure: destroy completely. She transmitted: Coast Guard Pacific, Stratton, floating factory, confirmed. Crew: detained. Cocaine: 6,000 kilograms. Environmental violations: severe. Recommend: complete destruction. Controlled burn. Facility: eliminate permanently. Request authorization. Response: immediate. Stratton: destruction authorized. Burn facility completely. Evacuate crew. Document everything. This is environmental enforcement. What would you have done if discovering floating cocaine factory? Comment your tactical decision below. At 1:47 p.m., destruction prepared. Crew evacuated. All 40. Transferred Coast Guard cutters. Federal custody. Cocaine: 6,000 kilos removed. Evidence: preserved. Chemicals: identified hazardous. Neutralization: partial. Remaining: will burn. Structure: prepared. Incendiary devices: placed strategically. Multiple locations. Ensure: complete burn. Navy EOD: professional placement. Ignition: timed sequence. Evacuation: complete. Admiral Mendez: watched from cutter. 18 months construction. $80 million investment. 8,000 kilos monthly capacity. Billions. Potential profits. Now, about to burn. Revolutionary concept. Destroyed. Offshore processing. Eliminated. Legal protection. Proved worthless. International waters. No sanctuary. American authority. Comprehensive. His facility. Gone. His crew. Imprisoned. His operation. Catastrophic failure. Destruction. Platform. Burning intensely. Commander Martinez: monitored from safe distance. 3 nautical miles. Fire: spectacular. Complete. Structure: collapsing. Steel: warping, melting. Platform: listing. Flooding: through burned sections. Sinking: beginning. Facility: destroying itself. Hours: burning. Finally: underwater. Complete loss. 18 months. Gone. $80 million wasted. Revolutionary operation terminated. At 6:47 p.m., platform sunk. Depth 180 meters. Ocean floor. Anchors pulled facility down. Fire extinguished by water. Structure destroyed completely. Debris scattered. Evidence eliminated. Cocaine factory erased. Environmental hazard neutralized. Cartel investment total loss. Admiral Mendez witnessing from Qatar. 18 months work, 6 hours destruction. Professional operation complete success. Tactical assessment revealed cartel strategic catastrophe. Construct floating factory. 18 months. Build time. $80 million investment. Location: international waters. Legal protection: believed. Processing capacity: 8,000 kilo monthly. Annual: 96,000 kilos. Street value: $2.88 billion yearly. Profits: enormous. Expected: American uncertainty. Jurisdiction: questioned. Facility: operating indefinitely. Reality: DEA detected immediately. Satellite surveillance: comprehensive. Coast Guard: coordinated response. Legal authority: universal jurisdiction. Environmental violations: enforcement. Boarding: professional. Crew: detained 40. Cocaine: 6,000 kilons seized. Facility: burned completely. 6 hours: complete destruction. 18 months: wasted. $80 million lost. Revolutionary concept: defeated. Offshore processing: proved impossible. American authority: comprehensive. Cartel operation: catastrophic failure. Quantity or quality in factory destruction? Comment Q for quantity or L for quality. USCGC Stratton and James demonstrated Legend-class capability. Coordinated, 2-cutter operation. Professional boarding, 24 personnel. Comprehensive inspection, multi-agency. Complete destruction, controlled burn. Against floating factory, perfectly adequate. These cutters, designed for this. Environmental enforcement, enabled. Drug interdiction, supported. Offshore facilities, eliminated. DEA agents proved drug processing expertise. Chemical identification, systematic. Processing equipment, documented. Cocaine production, confirmed. Evidence, preserved legally. Against industrial facility, complete assessment. Professional investigation, enabled prosecution. These specialists, critical capability. Drug manufacturing, exposed comprehensively. EPA inspectors showed environmental violation documentation. Chemical waste, sampled. Ocean pollution, confirmed. Toxic discharge, measured. Violations, documented completely. Against environmental crime, comprehensive evidence. Legal authority, justified destruction. Environmental protection, enforced offshore. Navy EOD demonstrated controlled destruction expertise. Structure analysis, professional. Incendiary placement, strategic. Burn sequence, timed. Complete destruction, achieved. Against floating platform, perfect execution. Controlled burn, eliminated facility. Professional expertise, prevented hazards. These specialists enabled safe destruction. P-8A Poseidon provided essential detection. Floating facility, located exactly. Synthetic aperture radar, identified structure. Visual confirmation, documented operations. Against offshore installation, critical coverage. Early detection, enabled response. Professional surveillance, comprehensive intelligence. Which technology dominates 2030 drug interdiction? Floating factories, satellite detection, or autonomous patrol? Comment your prediction. Venezuelan government response was environmental violation disavowal. Official statements, private criminal facility. Government, unauthorized. Environmental damage, regrettable. But evidence, suggested involvement. Admiral Mendez, former Navy. Construction equipment, Venezuelan supplied. Protection, suspected. International community, skeptical. Environmental cooperation, demanded. Pollution, condemned. Facility destruction, supported. American diplomatic response was universal jurisdiction assertion. Drug manufacturing, international crime. Environmental violations, ocean pollution. Universal jurisdiction, permits enforcement. Floating facility, subject to law. Destruction, legally justified. Evidence, comprehensive. Crew, prosecuted. Message, offshore processing, not protected. American authority, comprehensive. Environmental protection, enforced globally. Regional allies supported factory destruction. Colombia praised environmental enforcement. Ecuador backed drug interdiction. Panama endorsed destruction. Peru supported prosecution. Chile condemned pollution. When floating factory destroyed, region responds with unified support. Drug manufacturing, intolerable. Environmental violations, condemned. American enforcement, appropriate. Congressional response was offshore interdiction validation. Floating factory, detected early. Satellite surveillance, effective. Coast Guard response, professional. Facility destruction, appropriate. Environmental enforcement, justified. Investment, validated. Additional surveillance, authorized. Coast Guard capability, expanded. September 11th proved offshore enforcement works. Detection succeeds. Destruction, appropriate. The 40 detained personnel faced federal prosecution. Admiral Mendez, drug manufacturing. Leadership role, environmental crimes. Life imprisonment, mandatory. Crew specialists, chemical processing. Decade sentences. Guards, armed support. Long imprisonment. All, federal custody. Evidence, overwhelming. Facility, documented. Processing, confirmed. Convictions, guaranteed. International maritime drug enforcement community analyzed extensively. Floating factory, revolutionary concept. Offshore processing, beyond jurisdiction belief. Environmental violations, severe. But American detection, satellite surveillance. Legal authority, universal jurisdiction. Coast Guard response, comprehensive. Facility destruction, complete. This became case study. Offshore drug manufacturing, environmental enforcement, floating facility interdiction, controlled destruction. Cartel failure educated global community through spectacular elimination. Was this operation environmental enforcement, drug interdiction, or facility destruction? Leave your analysis in the comments. And while you're there, tell us, what offshore operations should Navy Wire cover next? Your engagement shapes our content. Your support makes this possible. To cartels, understand that building floating factories guarantees detection and destruction. Venezuelan learned. 18 months construction. $80 million investment. International waters. No protection. Processing. 8,000 kiloload monthly. Satellite. Detected immediately. Coast Guard. Comprehensive response. Boarding. Professional. Crew. Detained. Facility. Burned completely. This is guaranteed outcome. Offshore installations. Vulnerable. American surveillance. Comprehensive. Floating factories. Impossible. Don't build offshore. Don't process at sea. Don't test enforcement authority. To American enforcement teams, understand that Commander Martinez and combined force showed exceptional professionalism. Intelligence, acted upon. Boarding, coordinated. Inspection, comprehensive. Destruction, controlled. This is offshore enforcement excellence. When detecting facilities, investigate thoroughly. When boarding, coordinate specialists. When destroying, control completely. September 11th proved enforcement works. Offshore operations, defeated. Facility destruction, appropriate. Eastern Pacific remains patrol area. Floating facilities, monitored continuously. Drug processing, detected immediately. When Venezuela builds offshore, American response, satellite detection. Coast Guard boarding, complete destruction. Cartel investments, eliminated. Environmental protection, enforced. Allied offshore cooperation increased. Colombia enhanced maritime patrol. Ecuador committed surveillance. Panama supported enforcement. Peru expanded cooperation. Chile joined monitoring. When floating factory destroyed, region responds with offshore partnership. Detection, coordinated. Enforcement, collective. Environmental protection, shared. If you made it this far, you understand what offshore enforcement requires. You've witnessed facility destruction. You've seen comprehensive boarding. You've learned why floating factories fail. This is Warfare Signal, where we break down offshore operations, where facility destruction gets serious analysis, where environmental enforcement is explained, where controlled burns are celebrated. Subscribe now. Join our community of serious enforcement analysts. Hit notification bell so you never miss offshore coverage. Support this channel by hitting like button immediately. Share this video with someone needing to understand offshore enforcement. Comment your thoughts on floating factories. Your engagement helps us grow. Your support enables detailed analysis. Your passion drives this channel forward. Build Navy Wire community with us. 3 final questions. Which agency most critical? Which authority most important? What offshore operation should we analyze next? Drop answers below. Debate, discuss, engage. Your comments shape future content. Quiz answer. 8,000 plus kg. Floating factory designed to process 8,000 kilograms monthly, 96,000 kg annually, worth $2.88 billion street value, demonstrating massive industrial-scale cocaine manufacturing capacity, making facility strategic threat requiring immediate elimination through controlled destruction. The ocean rejects factories. Venezuelan floating platform constructed. 18 months. $80 million investment. 2,400 tons. Industrial facility. 3 sections. Chemical processing. Packaging. Quarters. Crew. 40 armed. Capacity. 8,000 kilos monthly. Annual. $2.88 billion. International waters. Believed protected. Satellite. Detected immediately. DEA intelligence. Comprehensive. Coast Guard. 2 cutters deployed. Professional boarding. Crew. Detained. Facility. Inspected. Processing. Confirmed. Environmental. Violations severe. Destruction. Authorized. Controlled burn. Ignited. 6 hours. Complete. Platform. Burned. Sunk. Eliminated. This is offshore enforcement. This is facility destruction. This is environmental protection. September 11th proved absolutely. Floating factories. Detected. International waters. No sanctuary. American authority. Comprehensive. Definitively. Professionally. Completely. Subscribe to Warfare Signal, where we analyze offshore operations demonstrating American enforcement authority, where floating factory destruction receives tactical breakdown, where environmental enforcement gets serious recognition, where controlled burns are explained and celebrated, where Coast Guard excellence is recognized completely. This is Warfare Signal. This is offshore reality. This is your community. Welcome aboard.